No recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Eat and Critique Show with restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia. Brought to you by one of Steve-O and Sophia's favorite Incontro Italian cuisine and steakhouse located on the Walk in Coral Springs. Now, sit back while award-winning restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly in South Florida dining.
Good evening, South Florida, and Happy New Year. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Happy New Year. We have Philip Morrow with us as our guest today, and he is with the Visit Lauderdale Wine and Food Festival. He's the co-founder, and thank you, and we apologize, Philip. Welcome to our show.
No worries at all. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Philip, I think I interviewed you about 4 or 5 years ago with S3.
Not me.
Must have been your partner. Had to be, because it was one of our it was one of our great interviews we did, because S3 is such a fine restaurant.
Oh, it's one of the best. We're actually excited to be hosting a dinner there this year as part of the festival. So they got some really special folks in the kitchen there.
Well, thank you for joining us again. Why don't you tell the listeners about the festival? It's coming up very quickly.
It is. These next 2 weeks are crunch time for us, but it's the fun stuff, as my partner would say, who also happens to be my wife. The Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, we used to be called the Greater Fort Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. And our goal is to put the spotlight on Broward County. It seems like our neighbors to the north and south of us seem to always get the headlines when it comes to dining. And we got some pretty cool folks in town doing some really cool stuff. So our goal is to put the spotlight on them, but at the same time, it's also to raise money for Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital, which is very near and dear to our heart.
I love that. I love that. So the actual date is January 9th. It starts, right?
Yep, we go for
and it runs through 15th?
9th to the 15th, yep.
Okay.
Well, you got some great restaurants involved too.
Appreciate that. It took a lot of hard work to get
I
that
know.
done.
We know that.
Why don't you tell the listeners some of the events that are going to happen and some of the restaurants and parking?
So the way that we kind of view the festival, it's really, 3 categories of events. The festival is a week long, made up of several events. We have our culinary education series, where if you want to learn how to make pizza, you can go to Pizzeria Magadino on Thursday night and learn how to make pizza from a master pizzaiolo. If you want to learn how to maybe take on a vegan lifestyle, you can take a vegan cooking class. So we have things like that throughout the week. Then we have our signature event series, which is what we're most excited about, where it's 4 signature events that happen pretty much in Fort Lauderdale. We have everything from a mixology competition that'll name the official cocktail of Fort Lauderdale. We have a barbecue battle that takes place at the pool deck at the Hyatt Centric. And then we have our grand tasting and our picnic in the park event that take place at Las Olas Oceanside Park. And those are the two bigger events. They're in the same venue, but they're very different. So the grand tasting is you purchase a ticket and you get to sample all the bites and sips throughout the venue. Picnic in the park, we take the fences down. It's a free event for families. We highlight some of the best food trucks in the South Florida, and we have kid-friendly cooking demonstrations going on, kid-friendly cooking classes, and it's just a good time to hopefully inspire the next generation of hospitality worker.
Thank you. You also have the wine seminars. I'm sure a lot of people would like to hear about that.
Yep, we do. So on Sunday we have 2 wine seminars with a really special som out of New York State. Her name's Laura Winter Falk. She specializes in really talking about the New York region and their wines. A lot of people don't realize that the New York wine region has been around longer since Napa and the places in California where a lot of your wine at restaurants is made. And they make some really wonderful things that she's going to highlight on Sunday.
Upstate New York, right?
Yep, in the Finger Lakes. I'm having
Finger
some
Lakes.
actually.
I see you're getting started early there, Phil.
I needed to kind of get my cough to stop.
Have to. It's already 6:00 and it's 2 weeks before showtime. So this is a cool thing.
What are you drinking?
I'm just drinking some rosé.
Okay.
Well, listen, this event is going to be incredible. I know how Susan Penrod does everything, and how you guys are is first class. Tell people some of the other restaurants you have.
Participating at the festival?
No, just in general. We're going to give you a plug.
Well, I don't own any restaurants. We just highlight them at the festival.
Yeah.
But the group does. The S3 people and the YOLO people.
Yeah, they're sponsors of ours and supporters, but they're totally separate from us. But I'm happy to talk about their outlets. They have some of the best restaurants in South Florida, and they're even expanding into Miami right now. YOLO, I think everybody knows YOLO on Las Olas. You talked about S3. They have Rooftop, one West Las Olas, which is right near Huizinga Park in downtown. And then they're opening some really awesome stuff in downtown Miami, which hopefully they don't venture too far away from Fort Lauderdale. We like them here.
Well, you've also got some great chefs that are going to be there, and it's going to make, you got music. I mean, listen, when there's an event on Las Olas, it is like one of the best.
There's
Absolutely. And we're
more than 60 restaurants.
Yeah, more than 60 restaurants, and our venue is right there, Center City. I mean, we're Las Olas Boulevard and A1A right across the street from Elbow Room. Doesn't get much better than that.
No. So if anybody wants to find the list of the restaurants, where would they go to look for it? What website would they look for?
Yep. So they can check us out at vlfoodwine.com. And they could also follow us on all of our social media as well at vlfoodwine.
And the event starts the 9th and it goes to the 14th. That's the grand tasting on the 14th. And just come on out, have some fun. How's parking going to be?
We have a really great partner in the city of Fort Lauderdale. So when they built the park, that is our venue, they built a brand new 5-story parking garage. They charge $2 an hour to park there. Really, I don't know where in South Florida you could park for $2 an hour.
There is no such thing. And can you tell us ticket prices, general admission?
Yep. So for the grand tasting, we have sold out of VIP tickets for a few months now, but we do have general admission tickets available at $85.
Okay. What a great deal. It's a great cause, though.
Yeah. But I mean, that's, it's a lot of fun doing this stuff, but when you can tie it back to a good cause, it's all the better. Kind of makes your work feel a little bit better. So we enjoy it.
We're going to have you guys back on again next week to talk about the event. Phil, thank you so much for coming on. And listen, you're in our prayers. This is going to be a great event. People are going to have so much fun.
And again, it benefits Joe DiMaggio at the medical center. Is a great cause.
Great cause.
Thank you so much, Phil.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Bye.
Wow, it's going to be a great event.
And Pedro's waiting.
He's in the green room.
Pedro's on.
I hope he doesn't get sick being in the green room. Look, he's always got a smile.
I was becoming an alien here.
We had a little technical difficulties, but I think we fixed it. Happy New Year, Pedro.
Happy New Year to you too, guys. This is going to be a wonderful year for sure.
I got a story for you. I got a call. Someone spent New Year's Eve with one of our listeners. And first of all, as everybody says about Incontro, the food was out of this world. They said they hit a home run. There were 6 of them, but listen to this. He said they even had clean bathrooms. They had clean bathrooms. So you got it all.
You have to, man. It's a restaurant. Come on.
Yeah, right. So how was New Year's Eve?
Crazy.
My goodness, it was good as you can imagine. It was good. Many restaurants didn't open, so we had a lot of new customers, and they love it. They didn't know we were here. They just fall in love, literally fall in love with us. I went to every single table as I always do and greet people by the door and where they're living, and I only got compliments all the way. We were really excited. You can know us more, you know. We were like, I would say 270 people served on the
Wow.
30th, on the 31st, and on the 25th. The 24 were about 200 and some. So we were extremely blessed, and many new friends coming that fall in love with us, and obviously we also fall in love with them. And I don't want to talk about a honeymoon, but what I'm saying is that
Well, you know what,
we were
Pedro,
happy.
and Incontro is on the walk in Coral Springs. I actually had someone contact me who lives on 19th Street. They even told me the street in Coral Springs, which is right down the street from you. And they went, we thought we knew every restaurant in Coral Springs. We heard you talking about it on the show. We went there and we were shocked by how close it was to our house, but mostly we have this new great restaurant, Italian steakhouse restaurant, and they said we've been begging for one for Coral Springs.
Well,
Pedro, I'm telling you, I'm not supposed to say this, but you really are my favorite restaurant. Everything about your restaurant, from you greeting everyone to the door to the food, is exceptional. You feel special when you go there. The service is excellent. It's beautiful. There's nothing that you could say bad about your restaurant.
thank
We
you
love
so much.
you.
Thank you.
So
I'm telling you, I predict 2023 like never before I had in the business. The community is extremely welcoming. Um, I have made friends like all over the place. I'm very good with faces, not that good with names, but as soon as I see them, I remember everything we talk about and their families and the whole thing. Names, I'm back. But the truth is that I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying myself. I'm doing what I like. Actually, too much because I talk too much, as you can tell. But it's like a dream. Here he is. I'm telling you, this is a good friend of mine coming to visit the restaurant again. And this is
Hi.
your wife. Hello, this is a
I'm
live
not his
interview.
wife. My mom is.
That's your daughter? Well,
they know thousands of people are watching them right now.
we were talking about you guys without names though. I think that's it.
You have
For outside.
Of course, my friend. Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It will
All
take me
right.
10 minutes of interview with you guys.
So, Pedro,
I'm telling you.
I want people to understand about what you do. When you see a restaurant owner like yourself that is so involved with the restaurant, you know, not all restaurateurs are like that. They're not. You are so involved with every aspect that there's no way you cannot be successful. But I got to tell you, your food, oh my God, everything we had at your restaurant. I mean, you can actually tell people, close your eyes, point to the menu, that's what you order, and you're going to be fine.
I do that sometimes. And if I recommend and I start doing the fingers all over the menu and they look at me like this guy has an issue or something. and I may, by the way, but it's it's no risk to recommend anything. The menu have improved and improved and improved over the years by my chef. That we finally came out with a perfect menu besides the special that we always have. Um, I'm confident. I'm confident, and that confidence comes from people telling me the compliments all the time. Um, you just cannot beat it.
So I have one question for you. How many Incontros are opening in 2023?
Oh, this is it. I'm in love with. You see, I only have one wife. I only have one income. You have, this is beautiful. It depends. If you are looking this as a business, then you try to replicate and maybe franchise and get crazy. But if you are looking at like a, I don't know, a personal goal to enjoy yourself, to enjoy life, to do what you like to do, to make friends, and don't fake it, but actually you enjoying it. Like these fellas, they just come to the restaurant and they see me, and you just saw them. They come to say hello and hug me, and there is another lady whose mother's today is 90 years old, 90, 90, and they're coming to celebrate with me. So that's imagine how many times you get 90 years old, and they're coming here. Of course, the food is good, the place is good, but it's also friendship that you develop with them. And if you are
Exactly.
honest, if you are genuine, if you really mean it, you can tell. So I'm really enjoying myself as much that when something is working perfect, you don't want to touch it. Just leave it there. Don't touch it. It's perfect already. Don't make any change. Why will I open another one when I have everything I want in here? You know?
Well, I got to tell you, we went to a tasting
Sorry.
last week, very fine dining restaurant. And of course, they served us bronzino. And the first thing we came out, Sophia said, I like Incontros better. And she's never done that before. So
I
that
love
from
it.
her, that's a supreme compliment. Did you find that you sold more Italian food than steak, or was it even?
I would say like
New Year's
65,
Eve?
35. 65, 35. We do more Italian than the Steakhouse, but the Steakhouse is becoming strong because our specials are also a lot of steaks, and people get crazy with our specials. So at the end of the day, the computer gives us a reporting that Steakhouse is getting stronger, even though Italian, you cannot be Italian when you make our own pasta and you make everything from scratch. Even our sauce are made from scratch. So you just can't help it. I have customers, I have two of them, I catch them checking. They have a book, a little note where they have everything they went going to try. And they keep crossing, I try. And then it's someone, and then I come out with my specials and they say, man, it is unlisted. Well, I don't know, but
I got to tell you, the Walk is so lucky to have you. Coral Springs is lucky to have you, but we're getting listeners and viewers from Palm Beach. We had one from Jupiter.
Yeah.
4 people from Jupiter came to your It doesn't matter where you're
you live.
located as long as the food's good.
They travel. And it really is the best restaurant. So
We're trying to find someone who says one thing negative.
it hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened. We're going to take them out back and beat them up. But
Thank you, Pedro. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. It was good seeing you. We wish you nothing but a prosperous New Year for you and your family and the restaurant.
thank
we
you
kind
guys.
of like you a little bit, Pedro.
I love him.
Well,
Hey,
we love you back. We love you
Okay,
guys
bud.
back, and you know that.
Go back to work. Go
Thank
make
you,
everybody
Pedro.
happy. Thank you
I'll
so
make
much,
sure
Pedro.
of that. Last night I
Thank you,
came up with 2 jokes, so they're gonna love that.
Thank you. Bye. Happy New Year.
He is such.
I love
He's
him.
a good guy too.
I love
You know,
him.
he could be so cocky now. He's very humble, and I can't. Hey, we're on the air, and I got to tell you, we are with a new company now. And I got to tell you, their production work, look at the picture. Now you can go right now, you can go to www.4cy.com and watch our show live. We're actually on TV. This is also a podcast, but I am really, really so pleased. And DJ, the producer, and we put them through Hector's
He was
about
wonderful.
about 20 minutes ago, but they are so first class. I'm so glad we have them. And I got to look at the clock because
We're
we've
fine.
got a
Chef
packed show.
Patty's not here.
Chef Patty's not there yet, B. We have got one of the best things about our show. We used to get so many letters, people going, "When are you on again?" We are going to be with you every Monday night from 6 to 7. We have some of the greatest guests lined up, including Chaz Palminteri. He was in the Bronx Story. He will be with us. We had to actually move one of our guests out tonight because of this huge
Fort
event.
Lauderdale.
Yeah, there are so many restaurants and top chefs that are lined up, and this is January the 9th through the 14th. So,
And I apologize. I'm kind of under the weather, so I apologize for my
she doesn't
coughing.
have COVID. Don't go run and put a mask on and think you're going to. She doesn't. She's just got a bad cough. She's a trooper. We're still waiting for George Patti, Chef George Patti, to come on. I told him to be on about 6:30. You know what we should do right now?
Chili cook-off, maybe.
Yeah.
Why don't we?
Tell everybody about the chili cook-off.
So on February 4th, there's the retired firefighters of Palm Beach County have a cook-off, and it does benefit two not-for-profits. One is the Firefighters Rescue,
Yes.
and the other is the Firefighters on a Mission. And they'll be on our show the 3rd and the 4th week of January. The two individuals that are putting it together are going to bring one of the charities with them,
Good.
the not-for-profits, to talk about it. And it again is at the Albacoa in Jupiter
Yes.
on Saturday,
You said
February
it's a beautiful
4th.
place.
It's very beautiful. They're going to have live music, food, and of course, there's going to be lots of chili.
Yeah, I did a meatball. Sophie and I are going to be judging
Oh, that's
the
right.
chili cook-off. And the only thing bad about it is you got to be honest. And that's pretty bad because I did a meatball one.
And the green one.
And someone literally had a green meatball. And Sophia, it was the worst meatball I've ever had in my life.
That's because you don't like vegetables.
Well, yeah, but I don't like hurting people's feelings unless we're talking about a restaurant. And then we're very honest about that. But you're going to be eating a lot because you have the first round. You got to do everybody's chili.
Thanks.
Then the second round, you got the semifinalists.
Thanks.
Third round, by then
You're sick of chili.
you are so sick of chili.
Well, again, it's on February 4th. It's a Saturday, the Albacoa in Jupiter. Children's $10 admission, and the adults are $20 admission. And the proceeds do all go to two wonderful not-for-profits. Again, they benefit the Firefighters Rescue and the Firefighters on a Mission. It's a very good cause.
You know what? We're adding, no one wants to just hear about restaurants, just restaurants. So Sophia and I tried to mix things up, bring a little smile to your faces. So we have a segment that's called Clean It Up. It's restaurants that are shut down by the health department. I mean, you've read about them. It's not like it's a secret. And what we do is we go to that restaurant. We kind of accidentally tape them. But what's so funny about it, and we'll start playing them next week, everybody denies it. Everybody denies that they were shut down, but it's in the paper. And one restaurant, and we'll tell them because that's what this is, basically put his hands on our back
And pushed us
us out of the restaurant. So
I'll come on your show. I'll come on your show.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he literally
The
pushed
fruit
us out.
flies.
Yeah, he blamed it on fruit flies. And listen,
outside fruit flies.
but the restaurants right next door to them didn't have any problems.
They didn't have fruit flies.
So the segment's called Clean It Up. We will be adding that next week. And another segment that we've done before is, I know this is going to sound childish, but we're going to be making prank calls to restaurants. And the only reason I'm doing this, I did it about 6 years ago. And we got more emails from people going, that was the funniest segment I've ever heard. And just to kind of give you an example, because Sophia and I were testing it out. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. So I called up, and I'm not even going to say it now. It's a gentleman's club. Everybody knows what a gentleman's club is.
You didn't.
And I called up and said, we would like to reserve 30 seats for our function that we're going to be doing. And they're all excited. They're kissing my behind. And then she said, well, what kind of event it is? I said, well, we're with the Southern Baptist. Mm-hmm. And this woman, you could tell she was shaking because she didn't know what to say. And I said, tell me about your club, because I was playing stupid with them. And she said, well, there's dancing here. And I went, dancing? Oh, cha-cha. And she said that was not what she was talking about. Sophia's trying to tell me something. I don't know what you're saying.
Nothing. It's okay.
Oh, that was nothing?
No, she just said there was dancing.
So it was so funny because she didn't want to say what kind of club they were, because here I am with a big group of Southern Baptists. But that's kind of like, the kind of prank calls we'll be making. I guess Chef Patti.
It's not on yet, but we go back to the eat it up, clean it up.
Okay.
Because
so you have a story.
We were trying to find that Cubola in Wellington.
Tell them the name of it.
Cubola. And we couldn't find it. And then we realized it was in the Wellington Mall. Now they're permanently closed, but they had over 150 rodent droppings inside cabinets, front counter prep areas. They had over 38 rodent droppings by the rear prep and dishwashing area. There were high priority violations. They went back 2 days later and they ended up closing the restaurant down. But my question is, since it was in the Wellington Mall, how do you go to one restaurant in the Wellington Mall and find that, and none of the other restaurants are affected by it? So
that was weird.
I guess the food at Cubola was better and the rats and roaches went better.
But what do they?
I don't get it.
Sophia,
I don't get it.
Does somebody just sit there and count how many roaches?
Hey, can you imagine? But it's just, I just can't imagine going in, doing an inspection at a Wellington Mall and closing just one restaurant. So the rodents and the roaches parent didn't crawl to the next bay or
Right.
restaurant. It doesn't make sense.
Well, these are all, this is,
Yuck, I live in Wellington. Yes, and it's permanently closed now. So
we've had some friends got upset with us. They said, you can put them out of business. Well, the information's already out there. We're not telling you anything new. It's there, and we're just reporting on it, and we're giving them a chance to rebut it. Is that the right word? Rebut?
I'm just laughing at the comment. Yuck, I live in Wellington. Yes, it was pretty disgusting.
That's where our producer lives.
I know.
Let me tell you where not to go in Wellington. No, but
they're closed permanently now. But I still don't understand how you go to one restaurant in a mall and close and find those findings, and all the other restaurants are clean. It doesn't make sense. So obviously their food was good.
We have so many new listeners and viewers now. And so that you understand about our show, there's not a lot, because there's not a lot of restaurant shows, but there's restaurant shows out there that play to their advertisers. Mm-hmm. So if a restaurant's advertising with them, they don't say anything bad about them. Sophia and I are not like that. And I'm going to just give you an example. We always ask for a gift certificate, and we want to bring them on the show. But if we had a bad tasting, first of all, they're going to get their gift certificate back.
Yeah, we don't even get it.
Yeah, and we tell them, you might not want to come on the show because you're not going to want to hear what we have to say. So we are so totally honest. We're not trying to put anyone out of business, but so we know how hard you work for your money. There are so many restaurants here in South Florida you can go to. And we want you to know the good restaurants, and we want you to know so you don't waste your money. So we talked about Incontro tonight.
It's the
some
best
of the best
restaurant.
Italian and steakhouse, and it's in Coral Springs. And we were supposed to have, and I still don't know,
Chef George Patti.
Yeah, and I want to say something about Chef. I don't know what's happened to him. He might have gotten busy, but this is one of the best burger places. It's in Boca. It's in Boca Raton. It's on Federal Highway, called Meat Eatery. Now, I'm going to tell you, this place is so good. Chef Patti has won so many awards as the best chef for burgers. Mm-hmm. He is that good. But you call him like a mad scientist, because he comes up with burgers that, he was the first one to put an egg on a burger. He was the first one to put an onion ring on the burger. And his sauces, if you're a ketchup person, I'm going to tell you, he makes his own condiments, make them themselves. And he does a brisket that he smokes for 10 hours that you have to special order it, or you're not going to get it. The name of the restaurant is called Meat Eatery. He was supposed to come on today, and I don't know. Go ahead and talk.
He's opening another restaurant on the west coast of Florida. Possibility that he got hung up there, but he's won almost, I think he's won every Boca Burger contest. He has won
so many. It's amazing.
He did the Inside Out Juicy Lucy burger, which now everybody's imitating.
Right.
You're not going to get the same type of burger as Chef Patti's.
Once people go there, and have the burger. And their prices are really good.
Very good.
This is the tastiest burger. I mean, the juices that come out of the burger, I mean, he keeps the juices in. If you tell him the way you want your burger prepared, he will do that. Unlike what happened to us last
I
night.
was just going to bring that up. 3 times you ordered a burger and it kept coming back the wrong way. I wanted Chef Patti to come on because he has a burger named the Nancy Pants Cheeseburger. And I wanted to find out how and why he named it Nancy Pants.
Well, I guess you know what? I know that
Sorry.
he is very. Why don't you take some water?
I did.
He is very busy because he's a hands-on person too, and he's in the restaurant all the time. Again, it's on Federal. Just so you know, we're looking at doing tastings at restaurants that we can share with you. Of course, we're going to have Chima's
Next week.
Well, you know what? She's
That's
on
right.
vacation.
The chefs.
So it's
the
going to be a
chefs.
couple weeks. But Chima's, if you've ever eaten at a Brazilian steakhouse, not Chima's, this place will blow you away. The salad bar.
Mm-hmm. We have 3 minutes left.
That's it?
Yes.
Wow. I guess we're not going to get, we'll bring him on next week.
Okay.
We will make room for him next week.
I do want to have a message though. I went to Costco this weekend and I witnessed something that really disturbed me tremendously. There was an older gentleman, obvious World War II vet. He had his vet hat on, in a wheelchair, trying to get a Coke out of the dispenser. There were 3 of us actually trying to help him. And this wonderful younger man, probably in his late 30s, early 40s, decided to come out of line, reach over the man, practically hit him in the face to get his Coke because the older gentleman shouldn't have been there and was in his way. So I told him there was a line, and he told me to mind my own business and called me a nice name.
I'm sure.
And I told him he needed to learn respect. And the best part of it was the people that were helping the gentleman with me all were proud that I said that. My message to our listeners for 2023 is be kind. I don't know what's happening to people. This gentleman was 90 some years old and you're knocking him out of a wheelchair to get your Coke and you're telling him that he's in the way and he shouldn't be there. That shouldn't happen. I just want 2023, everyone to be kind to each other, respect each other, and have a happy, healthy, prosperous new year.
Wow. Wow, that's like a Hallmark moment.
Oh, it really
That was
upset
sweet.
me.
I know it. I definitely know it. Hey, we got to get out of here. We will be back with you again next Monday at 6 o'clock. Tell your friends about it. You want to know where to go dine at in South Florida and where not to dine at? This is the best show. And we will be giving away a lot of gift certificates next week.
A lot
we
of
didn't do
gift
them today.
certificates.
So we have a lot of gifts next week. Everybody have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time. God
Thank
bless.
you. Happy New Year.
You've been listening to the Eat and Critique Show with your hosts, award-winning restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia, brought to you by Incontro Italian Cuisine and Steakhouse, located in Coral Springs on the Walk. Be sure to join us again next week as Steve-O and Sophia interview top local restaurant owners and chefs. Steve-O and Sophia are known for their pure honesty when it comes to reviewing local restaurants. See you next week.